6 or 8 stacks I would probably have to go through, so I'm going to have multiple videos that I'm going to slowly get out of this. So we're going to take a look at this. I need to make an adjustment, so I got to pause really quick. Like I said, it is raining, so you can hear the water on the roof, the rain on the roof. I'm hoping it is not too distracting. If it looks like it's going to get too loud, I may have to stop, but we're going to go ahead and get into it. And our first movie is an old one that I love. This is Roman Holiday with Gregory Peck and Audrey Hepburn. I love Audrey Hepburn. This is one of my favorite movies. I got this one from McKay's bookstore. If you don't know what McKay's is, look it up. If you ever go to Chattanooga, Tennessee, go to McKay's. It is a two-story bookstore slash CDs, movies, t-shirts, everything, music, everything imaginable. And they take in ones people have pre-owned and brand new ones. So sometimes you can get some really good deals. Like they would have one on the shelf that would be like $31, but this one was pre-owned, so I got it for $8.95. And then you have, when you buy them, you have like 14 days to make sure that the DVDs work and everything. If not, you bring them back. And then when you turn in stuff, like I've turned in a lot of movies that maybe the kids would have outgrown and not liked anymore and stuff, then you get credits on anything in the store. You get these little yellow coupons. Not coupons, like, looks like a little coupon, but it says like, oh, we gave you $100 of credit or whatever. And I homeschooled my kids in high school. So every time we would buy their books and turn them into McKay's when they were finished with the grade, they would give us all these credits because they also sell educational materials. So sometimes we would have $500-$600 worth of credits, and we would go and get a lot of the movies that we wanted. Try this again. I'm just having to cut out a piece because my neighbor got in his truck and started revving it up. So, I was getting into the fact that I am really bad about accidentally giving spoilers, and someone who likes old movies may actually decide they want to go and watch this. So I'm not going to give any spoilers. So this is about a princess. It says modern So I don't want to give it away, but it says when unexpected circumstances turn Livy Russell's perfect world upside down. She finds herself living on a remote farm, married to a man she barely knows. She doesn't intend to stay long, and she certainly doesn't plan on falling in love. But Livy never met a man like Ray Singleton. Ray adores his new wife and hopes that she can fill the hole in his heart that's been there since his brother was killed in the war. Ray soon discovers, though it will take more than his love and commitment to make Livy stay, it will take faith, forgiveness, and nothing short of a small miracle. It's just a sweet story, and she ends up meeting. It was back when they had the Japanese in the internment camps, and so she meets these two Japanese American girls that are working in the potato farms. And it's just a really, really sweet story about just kind of rebuilding their lives and acceptance after maybe a mistake you've made in your life. I really like it. I haven't watched it in a while, but it's still a good story. This one, okay. Princess Protection Program. Okay. Yes, as old as I am, I'm 46. I still like princess movies and stuff. Even I bought this one when my girls were still at home, and they did like it. But there's a lot of the movies I've not gotten rid of when the kids left, and sometimes I still like to watch them just for nostalgic reasons or memories I had with my kids and stuff. So this is Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato, but this is the princess, and obviously she's in a protection program, and she ends up in Louisiana where Selena Gomez lives, and it's just a bunch of chaotic stuff that happens, and very typical. You can usually about guess what's going to happen when you get into stories like this, but it's a sweet, innocent little story. So tween or young teen girls would still probably like it. Okay, my next one is The Gladiator. I love this movie with Russell Crowe in it. The only part I don't like is a lot of the fighting gets kind of graphic for me. I don't know, it's just when it's a lot, and then I think he's got a wound when they're shipping him as a prisoner. I want to say he has like this wound on his arm or his leg, and he's like looking at the wound and touching it, and it looks so yucky. And I just start like feeling weak in my stomach and my legs and stuff like that. Oh god, I can't feel my legs, you know. Needless to say, I did not do well in biology in school. Just did not do well. Most people know by the name what Gladiator's about. He's a warrior he was taken prisoner and turned into a gladiator, you know. But it's a good story. Very sad ending, but it's a good story. I think I gave a spoiler by saying it was a sad movie, but anyway. Okay. I do like this movie. Kate Leopold is Meg Ryan and Hugh Jackman when obviously they were a lot younger. But let me see, make sure I don't give spoilers. Let's see. Okay, so it is about time travel, so there's a rip in time, and he falls through it. Actually, this guy goes back trying to prove that there is a rip, so he goes back in time, and when he's trying to get back through, this guy follows him. Hugh Jackman follows him, and of course he meets her and stuff, and they fall in love, and it goes into this big old thing. And I she already tore up the Monsters Incorporated disc, just wear and tear and stuff, so we don't have it anymore. But yeah, this will probably always be here as long as it's not messed up because grandkids or whatever. But she loved that movie. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Okay, fun with Dick and Jane. I love this movie. It's so funny to me. I just love it. And it's Jim Carrey. Obviously, it's a long time ago. Jim Carrey and Tay Leone. I meant to look at when Kate Leopold was put out. Kate Leopold was, let's see. They make the years so tiny. Where is it? I do not see a year on this thing, and I know it's gotta have it. Well, I do not see a year on here. I must just be missing it. I do not see a year on this. I don't remember when it was made or when it was released. Okay. So Fun with Dick and Jane was released in, let's see, 2006. So Jim Carrey is downsized from his job, and they go through this whole fiasco of situations where their lawn is repossessed, and Jane is letting people do experiments on her face, trying to just earn a few bucks here and there. He starts working with the Hispanics near the border and trying to make some money. He gets a little crazy until they decide to go and become thieves. So they dress up in all these crazy outfits and they start robbing people, trying to win back their lives. But it's like a Robin Hood type story. But and so at the end, all the people that were laid off from the company Globodine, they end up giving just hundreds of thousands of dollars to all these people, trying to help them regain their lives. And Alec Baldwin is the CEO of Globodine, and they just kind of tank him for all the dishonesty he was providing and stuff. But I like this movie. It's funny. Actually, I haven't seen it in a while. I may have to watch that. Okay, this is another one I got from Titanic. Titanic is another one I got from McKay's. Really, if you're in Chattanooga, check out McKay's. This is Clifton Webb, Barbara Stanwyck, and Audrey Dalton. And Audrey Dalton was pretty much I guess it was their kids. So unlike the Titanic that we know, the Audrey Dalton is her daughter, hers and his daughter. But she does fall in love with this guy on the ship and stuff. The story is different. There's no nudity or anything, but it's just a sweet old story. And this is the boy that she falls in love with. But it really is a good story. It's set somewhat similar, but a good bit different. And it comes back around where the true love story is. Oh, I don't want to do a spoiler. Let me see here. I can't tell you the spoiler. This was in 1953. If you like old classics, watch it. If I told you it would be a spoiler, it's not so much about the young girl and the boy as it is some other stuff, and a was absolutely hilarious in this. Absolutely hilarious. Every Christmas, I have 5 or 6 different Christmas movies that I always line up to watch. This is one of them. Where's the year on this one? I don't see the year on this one either. I need to throw this outside cover away. My kids have got something on there when they were still home. Let me see. Let's see what's on the disc. I don't remember what year this came out. Well, they make it so little. The writing is so incredibly tiny. I cannot see it. I should have brought my little magnifying glass that I use when I do my jewelry that I'm trying to see what stuff is. I do not see a year on here at all. Okay, well, I guess we're not focused on the year, but Elf is absolutely one of my favorite movies. Okay, another one. I just need to stop saying that if I own the movies because I like it, but some of them were left over from when my children were at home, and I like them, but they're not like my favorites. But some of them are just hilarious. Three Amigos is one of those. I think Three Amigos, I like it because it's not slapstick per se. I know Steve Martin has played. This is Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short. He has played in some movies with a lot of slapstick comedy, and I don't like slapstick. I don't like just the, okay, you hit somebody in the head and they fall and everybody laughs. I don't like stuff like that. It's just not funny. But this is just, I think this one is funny. This one was 1986. And if you don't know anything about Three Amigos, so they were basically these kings of the silent screen. They did all these silent videos. And they were finally, they kept asking for more money because they were barely getting paid. And they fired them. So they leave. And then they go back. There was this guy terrorizing this village in Mexico, and this girl saw a silent movie of them defending like a little village, and she thought they were heroes, not actors. She did not know what an actor was, so she writes to them. So as they get this telegram, they break in and they get their outfits, and so they go to Mexico. Unbeknownst to them, they think they're going to do a play or a movie, and they're actually showing up to fight real banditos. It gets crazy, but I like that one. Okay, Nacho Libre, Jack Black. This is one, the first time I saw it, I hated it. It just annoyed me so badly. My kids had seen it, probably at a friend's house. They came home asking us to rent it and watch it, and this was back when, I guess you would probably maybe got it from Redbox or something, I'm not sure. And we watched it, and me and my husband at the time, we were just like, this is terrible. Like, we do not like this at all. We don't like it. And then so they're like, really? I was like, no, we hate it. Well, then we waited about 3 years, and I don't remember, in some series of circumstances, we happened to see it again, and then all of a sudden it was funny. Yes, and then so when we found it, we bought it, probably because the kids really liked it. It's a very silly, kind of a silly movie, but I do really like it though. Okay. Our next one is another Jim Carrey movie. It's Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. I'm sure that sticker was because it came from a case, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, this was in 2004. Why can't every DVD case have the year this big? Doesn't that make sense? So they got the main characters on here, which I don't know if they tell you on here. Let's see. She's the inventor, Violet the inventor, Klaus the scholar, and Sunny the biter. I don't want to give it away, so let me see. I'm just going to read it. It says, Dear viewer, if you enjoy movies filled with singing, rabbits, exploding spaceships, or cheerleaders, you are holding the wrong DVD entirely. This movie is extremely alarming in expression, which here means a thrilling misadventure involving three ingenious orphans and a villainous actor named Count Olaf, who wants their enormous fortune. It includes a suspicious fire, delicious pasta, Jim Carrey poorly behaved leeches. I'm sorry, let me start. It includes a suspicious fire, delicious pasta, Jim Carrey, poorly behaved leeches, find it sweet because she kind of has to confront, she finds out who her birth mother is and she goes to confront her. So, I think it's a good movie. I forgot I need to move these because there was some noise and I forgot to put these over here. My neighbors always know. I don't know if it's so much that my neighbors know when I'm about to record. I'm not as quick to notice all the noise until I go to record and then I hear everything. So there was some loud noises. I need to go back in those areas and alter those. Okay, so our next one was from the case, and this is Stewart. This is, the movie's called Harvey, but it is, what's his name? I forgot. James Stewart. This is James Stewart. I love his movies. If you've seen It's a Wonderful Life, that's James Stewart. I like him. So, yeah, Harvey is the rabbit. And just to give you an idea of what this movie's about, is kind of crazy. But I love the old movies. I really, really do. Let's see here. I don't see it here. It looks like it was redone in 2000, and we obviously know this was not 2000 because James Stewart wasn't even alive then. Oh, 19. Let's see. I want to go like this and make it bigger, and I can't. Looks like it says 1950. Okay, so Stewart stars as the good-natured Elwood Dowd, whose constant companion is Harvey, a 6-foot-tall rabbit that only he can see. To his sister, Betta Louise, Elwood's obsession with Harvey has been a thorn in the side of her plans to marry off her daughter. But when Betta Louise decides to put Elwood in a mental hospital, a hilarious mix-up occurs and she finds herself committed instead. It's up to Elwood to straighten out the mess with his kindly philosophy and his imaginary friend in this popular classic that features a Best Supporting Actress Academy Award winning performance by Josephine Hull. It's funny because they start to realize that the imaginary 6-foot rabbit, well, I guess it could be a mixture. It could either be the rabbit, you realize he is not imaginary, or it could be a twist of fate where the viewer is supposed to think he's not, but really you're supposed to start feeling like, hey, you're the one that's losing your mind and you need to go to the mental hospital. I don't know, it's kind of funny. So, actually, I'm running out of videos quicker than I thought. My last one I have for this video is Dark Passage. Me and my fiance just watched this before he left today. I pulled it out and I was like, I love Humphrey Bogart movies. Some of them. There's one he did called, what's it called? The Big Sleep. The Big Sleep. And it is the most boring movie. Snore Fest. It was appropriately named because it will put you to sleep. Don't care for that one. But this one is Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. And I got this one on the case. So, let me skim. I just watched it today, but I don't want to give any spoilers. Okay, yes, perfect. So, this guy has escaped from San Quentin prison, and the first, 30-40 minutes of the movie is from a first-person perspective, so it's like you are watching everything looking out through this guy's eyes, and his stage name is Vincent Perry. So when he gets out, Lauren Bacall is helping him because she knows that he was innocent of